Drew McIntyre deletes his controversial X post. Triple H talks Brock Lesnar's return. Tony Khan accuses WWE of sabotaging AEW, and more. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Before I get into the top stories though, there's been an unfortunate update coming out of AEW's Blood and Guts match from Wednesday night. It's a hardcore match with many dangerous spots. Just ask Santana, who injured his ACL in 2022 and was out for 14 months. So it's no surprise that Okada has shared this picture on his Instagram. A serious arm injury from the Swerve Strickland staple gun finger spot. He's not hardcore, not hardcore, not hardcore. A bit of light-hearted fun there, because now we've got to talk about Brock Lesnar. Lesnar was reportedly referenced in Janelle Grant's lawsuit against Vince McMahon back in January. WWE quickly removed him from their WrestleMania plans, where he was reportedly Gunther's original opponent. Wrestling Observer Radio has previously speculated that WWE is waiting for the Grant lawsuit to blow over before bringing Lesnar back. Now Mail Online have asked Triple H in an interview about that potential controversial return. You'd have to ask Brock Lesnar that. Brock does his own thing. So he's up in Canada, I'm sure, watching his kids play hockey and enjoying life. If and when he decides that he would like to do something, would be open to the conversation. But we'll see. SE Scoops are reported in May that a Lesnar return has to be cleared by WWE's legal department first, as WWE is also a named defendant in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. As of the 31st of May, that hadn't happened. They also noted that there was no movement on Brock's side to come back either. Brock has remained on WWE's active roster page throughout all of this, despite incorrect rumors he was removed and re-added in recent months. There has also been an update on Grant's lawsuit. The last development came in mid-June, when the action was put on pause because the Department of Justice requested to continue their federal investigation into Vince in what's called a stay. But now McMahon's lawyer has issued a statement to WrestleNomics saying, Miss Grant immediately violated the stay order, seeking one-sided discovery for her own benefit. This is presumably in relation to Grant's attorney recently submitting a pre-action discovery petition to a doctor they claim treated WWE employees and talent, as they are seeking Grant's medical records from that time. Vince's name also came up at San Diego Comic-Con yesterday during an interview between CM Punk and Denise Salcedo. You go, Denise Salcedo! She asked Punk whether there was a specific moment that made him realize he wanted to return to WWE. Punk said there were a lot of things that had to align for him, but McMahon's departure was one of the biggest. Vince being out of the picture, I think, probably illuminated the way. I think that might have been one of the biggest things, and that's both ways for everybody who's going to obviously sensationalize a headline. It wasn't me, it wasn't him, it was just there's a lot of history there, and all of a sudden one of us is removed from the equation, and I think it changed a lot of things. Punk of course returned to WWE in November 2023 when Vince was actually still TKO's executive chairman, but McMahon had found himself isolated from WWE when Ari Emanuel reportedly gave complete creative control to Triple H. Punk is therefore most likely talking about his own history of creative frustrations with Vince here. So reports that McMahon was no longer creatively running WWE was what finally made Punk consider a return. But how long did he agree to return for? It's recently been reported that Punk is currently in the process of restructuring his WWE deal. Abu of Wrestle Purists first broke the news saying it was about money and contract length, with the long-term plan for Punk to slow it down and just run NXT. Essentially, Punk wants to be with WWE forever. 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 But then CM Punk himself implied these reports were incorrect, posting the following quote on Instagram. I used to rush to defend myself against false accusations, but now I watch to see who believes it, so I know who to cut off first. Then things got even more confusing. Wrestling Observer Radio then reported the whole story is overblown, as Punk only had a short-term deal when he came in, so both sides are now simply talking about the next contract. But PW Insider claims Punk signed a 3-year deal back in November 2023, so he's there until 2026. They also report it was actually WWE who approached Punk about a new contract because they want to lock in a, quote, bigger deal. One thing that all the reports do seem to agree on, though, is how happy everyone is. WrestleVotes posted. Regarding the recent CM Punk news, a source tells me the company is extremely happy with Punk's attitude, commitment, drawing power, both TV numbers and social media views, and big merchandise sales. It's safe to say they want to continue this momentum for as long as possible. Which is great, but, I do feel like I should point out that Punk can sometimes get grumpy and sour on things he has previously said he commits to for the rest of his life, so let's just do all we can to not piss him off. Oh, God damn it, Drew McIntyre! Continuing his tactic of playing it straight on WWE TV but then going hard on shoot references on social media, Drew McIntyre has posted possibly the most inflammatory image during his feud with CM Punk. A photo of him with the scapegoat Jack Perry and the caption, "It's a real photo. Cry us a river." This is a reference to Punk and Perry's backstage altercation following last year's All In show, which was prompted by Perry mocking Punk with his "Cry me a river" line, which led to Punk being terminated with cause from AEW. Given that this looks like a recent photo of Perry with his heel scapegoat look, it's speculated Drew took the photo on Wednesday as AEW Blood and Guts was in Nashville, where he lives. Not to miss a chance to hate on Punk, his other long-term enemy, Kenta, whom Punk took the GTS move from, reposted that image with his own smiling face. It's like the Avengers, of wrestlers who hate Punk. But then McIntyre deleted the post, which led many to believe he had gone too far. Perhaps WWE told him to take it down as it showed a current AEW star, or maybe Punk himself had complained. Turns out, according to Worked Wrestling, it was all a good old-fashioned worky McWork face. While Drew McIntyre deleted his photo with Jack Perry, there is zero concern of any backstage heat. McIntyre and CM Punk are working closely to craft their feud, and all references to past AEW or backstage issues have been given the green light by Punk ahead of time. I tell you where the real heat is, though. Me versus Luke. You might have won the pipe bomb versus math battle, but you won't win the war. Watch Luke and I, along with Tegan, Dan and Ash, compete in the brand new movie survival series over on Cutscene, where we try to name every Marvel Cinematic Universe film in reverse chronological order. Here's a look.
Hello and welcome to the first ever edition of Cutscene Presents Survival Series. I need you to name me every single MCU movie.
In reverse?
In reverse chronological order.
You asshole.
Is it Deadpool and Wolverine? Deadpool versus Wolverine? Deadpool kisses Wolverine?
More recent ones are the ones I think I'm going to be slightly stuck on.
I don't have to have a stress tummy ache.
No, I can't do that. No. Can we do a do-over?
Widow.
Oh my god, the spirit of Stan Lee is smiling down on me. Cursing me.
Don't make me come down there, you punk!
I need a buffer because I've just remembered Shang-Chi exists.
Is there like a group of forgettable the Eternals?
See all these beautiful memories that I have around the MCU that you're now ruining? There's a link in the video description below. Go watch that as soon as you're done watching this. But as much as I really hate Luke, even I have to concede the real rivalry of our times is Tony Khan shouting at clouds. Because behind those clouds is Triple H and Nick Khan's secret sky fortress. AEW is currently in the most important period in its history, trying to negotiate their next long-term TV deal. Failure to get the right kind of agreement could seriously jeopardize the promotion's very existence. So Triple H, allegedly, is telling people behind AEW's back, "I've heard Tony Khan has a really bad deal. And he sits down when he pees." On the media call promoting Ring of Honor's Death Before Dishonor show today, Tony Khan said he'd been informed that WWE's PR team calls people to talk about AEW and their potential new TV deal. I don't know why WWE is telling people about our media rights deal. I don't know whether it's any of their business. I don't really understand why WWE PR calls people and talks about my business. WWE PR is telling people that the deal is done and that the deal is done at the same level that it was going to be on our previous deal. That's not the case. It's none of their business. I think WWE PR really gets involved in a lot of things they shouldn't get involved in. But WWE isn't just burying AEW's TV contract behind their back. They're also trying to swoop in and steal their most valuable overseas territory. Under Mayor Sadiq Khan oddly ran on a re-election ticket of bringing WrestleMania to the city, to which Triple H replied at the time, "Let's talk." And talk they now have. as Triple H and Nick Khan have had a surprise meeting with Sadiq Khan. There are now 3 different people with the surname Khan in this section of the video, with Mayor Khan telling the Daily Star. It's exciting to be working with the WWE team. The meeting was really productive, and talks will continue about how we could turn our ambition into a reality. The article also showed Levesque presenting the mayor with the tiniest WWE Championship commercially available. It's like they're both ribbing him. Obviously, Levesque and Nick Khan are anti-ULEZ. A little bit of a London politics joke there. Now go watch us try and name every MCU movie in our new Survival Series show by clicking the video on the left.